Good morning, wonderful people. How have you been? I've been, honestly, and I try to be as honest as I can on here. I've had a lot of shit going on. A lot of shit. And I do realize that people creep on my stuff, so that's why I don't say about a lot of my shit. And that's why I say move in silence. Because if you start telling everybody what you're doing, the whole fucking world will know. Do you know how fast a network of people, especially when half the network of people disappear? Sorry, flies. I mean, I am aware of the large amount of people unaliving, and there's a couple that you don't know why, but it happens. Yeah, there's a lot of heavy shit out there. There is so much heavy shit out there, right? And we all got our own shit to deal with. So why should you fucking make it worse for somebody? That's my message today. There's so much shit going on today. Why the fuck make it worse for somebody? Why? You petty ass bitches ain't got nothing to fucking bitch about. Your lives must be fucking creme de la creme. Because you're so fucking bored pissing off other people to go on your band of happy fucking misery land. Why? This is the biggest fucking question I have in life. Why must you sprinkle your fucking misery on other people? You know, if you'd be kind and you would be gentle and you would be quiet and you would listen, you could hear that people are going through a lot of shit out there. A lot of shit. It's heavy. Not all of us are walking in... We're walking in gloom every day. And we choose not to make it a thing every day. Because the light is all we have to hold on to. There comes a time, and even the strongest spirits have to say no. You take on so many things in this life. Those of you who are walking and you have the hardest battles, and your little spirit goes, but no, we can do it. If we do this, this, and this. And our battles we've had to fight. We've had to fight alone. We've learned to gather strength in isolation. They say that the narcissist's worst enemy is an awakened empath, right? And this is true. Because it's when the narcissist can no longer take the energy and time away from somebody who realizes they have been the victim. They were the victim all along. And everybody else around them who have been portraying to be the victim aren't. Because they want you to see that person, the individual who's trudging through the shit, and they know nobody's going to listen. You can tell them over and over and over again. You can write this shit down. You can send it to your guardian ad litem. You can send it and say it to the CPS. You can say it to the court system. You can say it to your lawyer. You can say it. You can say it. You can say it until you're blue in the face. And 9 years later, we are still here trying to get somebody to listen. The world cuts you off. And that's what makes you strong. Because you've learned how to operate by yourself with your own thoughts and your own processes. They don't like that. They want to feed the misery to you. They want you not to see your light. They don't want to hear your voice. You know why? It's because your voice is grating on their ears. The misery can't stand to hear your light. They don't want you to tell the world that you were the victim. They gaslit you. They made you look like the crazy one. And in all this time, the narcissistic person sits back there in the shadows and uses everybody else as their little puppet strings. And then, this is reality, my friends. Narcissistic people, they're grasping just in their home. It's beyond. Their playing field is whoever they can get to come on their roster. So that means that you're up against a lot. You're fighting a town. You're fighting a county. You're fighting all the people who are holding hands with each other and sitting back and saying, but yeah, it's a small town and we all have to live here. Guess what? There's us that have to live here too. And don't believe in your backwards thoughts of it's somebody else's problem. Or she asked for it. Or is that really abuse? Or, I mean, there's so many reasons. Excuses. These are excuses. There's so many excuses that people have given to not accept somebody else's truth. How can you pick and choose whose truth you want to listen to? And then sit in a court that cannot even find truth in their own convictions is disgusting. Oh, but now it's civil court, so that's not criminal court, so let's make a difference about it. No, this is financial abuse. This is mental abuse. Despite the sexual, emotional abuse that I had endured, that maybe somebody else has endured. Being married and then having the mentality of people in an area that believe that women should be silenced, controlled, and not allowed to speak. Men too. Men, I'm not even saying men and women. Hold up, my breakfast is here. So anyways, now that I got my coffee, there's us. There are those of us out there that we're still fighting the good faith and still trying to be rainbows and butterflies for y'all when we come out in public. We're trying to be rainbows and butterflies every day inside of us. So instead of allowing those to gaslight and spread their misery, thank you for the fork. The empath is going to come with their love and light and their truth, and they're going to say no. 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 I love the word no. I believe that the word no should be used more often. And because I've given the universe exactly what it wants at this point in time, and that is the no, now I have to go know the no. And that means I have to make a group of people who did not listen to me years ago. 7. I know I've talked to CPS a couple of times. You're all gonna come to know my face. And I'm hoping that I can find an individual who's compassionate enough, loving enough, and insightful enough to understand that being a victim of sexual, emotional abuse for 15 years and then choosing the survival mode to get away should not be held against an individual, especially along the lines of he's already a convicted abuser, and now you all want me to go happily along and parent with my abuser. Did his last victim have to talk to him on a weekly basis? And mind you, that was only over a 2-year span. Could you imagine the rewiring and hardware rewiring I had went through mentally to survive in a narcissistic situation? Which means is anytime I could preemptively hear or could sense that some sort of abuse, coercion, or activities would have to take place, I would find a way to run away. Isolation, pills. I've taken counseling again. This is emotional. People see an individual out and about, and it's not the same at home as it is when you see them, because people keep a lot of shit inside, right? Mind you, all come to work with your happy faces on. Yeah. Because you don't. You come to work and you belittle, petty, and cause misery. Or you just are like that in your life in general. Or you act like you're the fucking happiest handbasket ever given to an individual, and that everybody's going to accept you because you are such. And you think you bring love and light, but yet all your intentions are impure. You all are dancing. You all are dancing with energies and shit out there that you don't understand. And then you wonder why bad shit happens. Right? So the truth is going to come near. And I'm going to keep telling my truth. And I'm going to keep leaving my voice being heard, regardless of the naysayers. Don't spread your misery. Don't cause conflict upon others. Go with love. Go with light. Because mind you, us love and light workers, we have a dark side too. And we've learned to control it. We went to therapy, we went to counseling, we went to psychiatry. We figured out what our problems are. Our problems that everybody's told us our problems are. And when it comes down to it, it wasn't us. 444, as I'm saying, it wasn't us. It was the abuse. It was the pain talking. It was the abuse. It was the gaslighting. Health, wealth, and abundance. And I'm going to keep talking.